everyone, I'm back for another video, and this one I'm going to talk about fear and how there was a time where I was motivated by fear. People say I've changed, and the fact is I haven't changed. This is how I've always been. I was just too afraid to suppress what I really thought because I was kept in line by fear, motivated by fear. I allowed, employers to basically get away with murder because I was afraid of losing my job. I had a small child. I had to put up with a bunch of bullshit that I didn't deserve putting up with because I was afraid that my son would be on the street. Well, I still have shelter issues to be concerned with, but I'm not worried about my son anymore. Now it's just me I have to worry about, as well as my partner, Joel. When people use religion to manipulate people or manipulate employment, like I said, this is not scriptural, but that it's downright evil is what it is, and I'm not going to be intimidated based on that. If people truly had a good heart, and if they were really sincere about being followers of Jesus Christ, that they would fix the situation, rectify the situation, and stop making a big issue out of it. I'm not a threat to anybody. I respect the laws of this country, and I'm a law-abiding citizen, which is more than I can say for them. I have been a very dedicated worker for as long as I've lived here in this town. Nobody can say that I've created a hostile environment. I've always been very tolerant of other people's views. And I grew up in, I would call my house not very religious. I mean, I grew up pretty much not really any religion at all. I mean, we did go study with Jehovah's Witnesses when we were kids, and I did as a teenager on my own. Studied with Jehovah's Witnesses from the time I was 14 years old all the way, 13 years old, all the way till I was about 23 years old. And then I decided, you know what, I don't think so. Then I met my partner, and then I decided to give Christianity a try since, everyone around me just kept telling me that this is what I should do. And for a brief moment, I kept thinking, well, I'm a spiritual person, and maybe I will give this a try. But, what I didn't like about what I saw that was practiced in the churches is the fact that it's directly opposite of the way that Jesus lived. And I'm sorry, I can't ignore that. Now, some people, they can just shrug their shoulders and say, oh, it's no big deal. It's about fellowship. And that satisfies some people. But people need to respect the fact that it's not good enough for everybody. It's not good enough for me to see pastors making more money than you can shake a stick at. It's not good enough for me to see people thinking that prosperity preaching is why you should be a Christian. That is not what Christianity is about. I've been treated poorly by several employers for various reasons, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, I would go in and somebody was manipulating it, calling in the employers, telling them to treat me a certain way, or maybe have very little regard for me because perhaps my family members thought that I wasn't capable of doing my job, which is bullshit because I am. Very capable of doing my job. As a matter of fact, all the complaints that I've had relating to my job had nothing to do with my ability to do well in accounting as far as the administrative part of it. All of my issues have been caused by frivolous bullshit. For example, what are you wearing? And, taste in music or clothes or, just things that really are not important. And, I was watching some videos, Activism of Care. I want to say hello to this person. I've been wanting so very badly to actually have a conversation with somebody who understands what this is about and what I'm going through. Because these people seem to think that I don't deserve a job because I'm married into a family, and they're not my family. I totally reject them. I will always reject them. I don't want anything to do with them. I hate that family. All of them. His mother is a whack job for several reasons, okay? Polly Graham, go screw yourself. I hate you. And I always will. And she knows why. She's corrupt, and she's not an upstanding Christian. She has done things to me, not to me, but she does things that are unspeakable. As a matter of fact, she is an abomination. And why would I want to be a part of a family like that? But I do love Joel, and so that's why I'm here. Joel and I are over the age of 18 years old. We can make up our own minds. And I'm the kind of person, I don't rely on him. He can change his mind anytime he wants to. He can go and say, hey, I'm going to hang out with my family and do it that he wants to do. That's his choice. But anyway, back to Axis of No Care. I want to say that I appreciate your videos so much because everything that you've expressed, I myself have experienced. And it's so important to hear that from another person, and the way that you put it so well, because I have said it myself, and it's not just validating to hear it, it's just wonderful. I only wish I could meet more people to share my stories with, and I enjoy your videos very much, and please keep it up because you make me smile, and that's something that's very rare these days. But, I can't believe that people would manipulate a situation and force a person in a situation to where they're basically destitute. I owe the Internal Revenue Service for 2 years back, and this is for something that they've done. They've sabotaged my job. I personally think that people criticize me, but they use all of my ideas, as I've heard this stuff spewed back to me every time I go to a job interview, as if they created it. They did the same thing to me at the last job that I was at. Took all my ideas, never gave me any credit for it. That's the part of the mobbing process. And, it's one thing to prevent a person from living in the town that they live in, but you are trying to make it so that I can't live anywhere, and that's not fair. As a matter of fact, it's wrong, and it's evil. And, I have no problem at this point naming names. I'm getting goddamn tired of it. So fix whatever it is that you did, stop being immature, and move on. As a matter of fact, you're not pleasing anybody except for yourself. You're being evil. And, I'm going to be making videos even just if I want to rant, because I think it's therapeutic for me to talk about it. I'm getting more vocal. I just came back from the park, and there was a guy who was in the park, and he started talking. The minute I started talking to him, I'm telling everybody I know. I want everybody I know to know that I have been treated unfairly, and this is going to be my lifelong mission until I get the job done. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.